Well, Senator Pauline Hanson will campaign against Queensland's bid for the 2032 Olympics, claiming regional Queenslanders don't want it. From mid-January, 52 One Nation billboards in regional and outer urban Queensland will show an image of the One Nation leader declaring 2032 Brisbane Olympics. Regional Queensland says no. Joining me now live to discuss is Senator Pauline Hanson. Senator, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Good morning, Danita.
Firstly, where is the evidence that regional Queensland doesn't want this bid?
Well, having travelled around Queensland quite extensively, and I've spoken to different people as I've travelled around, and they don't want it. If you go to my Facebook page as well, please, Pauline Hanson, please explain, you'll see that people are saying, yes, we don't need it and we can't afford it. They are wanting water infrastructure before the Olympics. Queensland is in debt to the tune of $90 billion. It's getting worse every budget that we see. And we are talking about 12 years down the track, and I don't believe that we can afford it.
Wouldn't an opportunity to host an Olympic Games actually inject more money into the economy?
Well, we hosted the Commonwealth Games and they couldn't even sell all the tickets to it. They were actually giving the tickets away. It was a fiasco on the Gold Coast. I know that businesses were disappointed because they didn't get the clientele come through there as much as what they expected, and they also, the locals were not happy with it because of the congestion on the Gold Coast. So you can't tell me that the Olympics are going to be any better. If not, they will be worse. The Oxford University have put out, they've done a survey into this, and they're saying the host cities of the Olympics over the past 10 years, earlier this century, they're actually saying that they've costed a blowout of 156%, 47% of actually over 100% blowout. So this is going to cost us, estimated around about $12.5 billion to host these Olympics. Now, where's the feasibility study? Other than the fact is that we can host it. Where's the feasibility study? Can we afford it? That's another thing. And when we can't get a guarantee from the state government or the federal government to put in the Bradfield scheme, a cost of $15 to $20 billion, which will give us guaranteed water for now and future generations, I just believe we shouldn't be holding these Olympics.
Are you trying to politicise the issue, particularly given that this is an election year for Queensland?
Danita, if people know me, I say what I think and what I think needs to be said for the state, and I have always done that. I honestly do not believe that we can afford this. We're talking about 12 years down the track. When I see blowouts and we can't afford things, and I've travelled quite extensively, mainly over to the border with the Northern Territory on this trip, and I see lack of school funding, where we've got the roads are horrendous, the bridges need repairing, you've got issues throughout the state, the state government hasn't got money for it, and you want to throw this sort of money at it, who's going to benefit from it? Southeast Queensland? Definitely not rural and regional Queensland. And as a matter of fact, one fellow up here showed me his water bill for Mount Isa, $14,000 for his water bill. Now that's just a household. Now that's just ridiculous, it's over the top. And here I have Stanthorpe running out of water. That's just outside, you know, a couple of hours outside of Brisbane, near Warwick. They're running out of water. What is the state government doing about that? Absolutely nothing. All they're doing is trucking water in. So where's the guarantee for the people in rural and regional Queensland?
You are starting a campaign with around 52 billboards in and out of regional Queensland. What do you hope to achieve by doing this?
Because I want the people of rural and regional Queensland to know that they have a voice. They are sick and tired of being disregarded by Southeast Queensland. They get everything. They get the funding, they get the money. They're working hard, they're paying a lot of the money, our taxes, comes from these areas, from the farming sector and these communities. Where do they see the benefit of all this? They don't. And they are fed up with it. And if they're going to hold it in Southeast Queensland, where is Central Queensland going to benefit from it? Where's North Queensland benefiting from it? You know, that's what they're saying. You know, if you're going to hold these games, it's got to benefit all the taxpayers, and I don't see that's going to be the case here. It sounds great to hold the Olympics here, but it's a cost to the state. And I don't believe that we can afford it. And it's been, as I said to you, and I'll say it again, it's been proven in studies that have been done, there's always a blowout to it. Send the Olympics back to Athens, because cities don't make a fortune out of it. They actually are worse for the wear after having these Olympics. And the case in point, Commonwealth Games, they couldn't even sell the tickets. And there's another thing too. The cost of the tickets, the average family out there can't afford it. And if you look at what can I say, TV stations trying to buy the rights, most of you can't even afford that because the cost blowout for the TV stations.
Well, you say the average family can't afford it, Senator, but what happens about the families from overseas who would look forward to coming to Australia and would take it as an opportunity to look at Queensland as a whole, and including injecting money into the regions?
That's if they travel. That's only if they do. A lot of people come to Australia. I mean, say just of late, have a look at the pictures that have been sent around the world with the bushfires, and America then saying, don't travel to Australia. You've actually been ridiculing our Great Barrier Reef as if it's dead. So people say, why come to Australia? Because the reef is dead, which is not the case. So the whole fact is, where's the, trying to draw people to Australia now as it is? And if you look at the dollar value, and I'm telling you that people can't afford it here in Australia because people are struggling to pay their bills, especially their electricity bills, and pay the rent, and even put food on their table. The cost of living has just gone up horrendously. But the fact is that if you look at America, their dollar compared to ours, or even Great Britain or Europe, is far better than us. So it's going to be a lot cheaper for them in dollar value to buy these tickets than what it is for the Australians, and we're the ones that are footing the bill.